I want to start off with some local news here in the Carolinas. Attorney General Alan Wilson announced his candidacy for South Carolina governor on Monday. You have previously mentioned your interest. Where are your thoughts currently?
Well, I know Alan is a friend of mine. He's a good candidate. My announcement on what I'm going to do will come on Sunday, July 27th, and I will reveal what I'm doing then.
Well, let's move to the recent strike on Iran. Was this the right move by the U.S.?
Absolutely. You know, freedom is not won through appeasement. Freedom is won through peace through strength. And democracies are safer today than they were prior to the strikes. America took the right action, and Donald Trump had the courage to do it when the number one sponsor of terror was threatening the United States and has killed more American military troops over the years than any other country. So it was the right move.
Iran has lobbed some missiles over at a U.S. installation in Qatar. It appears that has failed. Do you have any concerns about additional retaliation from Iran targeting American service members?
Well, I think what President Trump was irritated this morning about, the strikes, but now, from my understanding, Iran had given the United States military, they telegraphed what they were going to do, and there were no deaths. But now, if the ceasefire isn't followed and isn't implemented, then they'll pay a price. And I think if one thing that Donald Trump is showing all countries, he means what he says, and he backs up what he says. So hopefully the 12-day war will end between Israel and Iran and be on the road to recovery.
Yeah, the president expressed his frustration this morning with the press, in front of the press. Do you trust both countries to maintain that ceasefire? What do you make of it?
Well, I think I don't know what more Iran could do. I mean, they should have negotiated weeks before they finally did, but it took bombing and taking out the nuclear facility. And they made no secret of what they wanted to do, which was death to America. So the president had no other choice. I think the intelligence briefing that we get this afternoon, he'll reveal what they knew, but it was the right thing at the right time, and America is safer. And Israel has been fighting this front for a lot longer than we have, and they're our only friend in the Middle East, only democracy in the Middle East, and we came to their aid. But we did the right thing, and the president had every right in the world to do this. And even though he's getting criticism, a lot of credit goes to the brave pilots who went on this 7,000-mile trek, but ultimately it's Donald Trump who made the call, and it took courage, and he's got it.
Let's talk happenings in Washington. You're on the House Rules Committee, which plays a role in the funding process. Where do we stand there?
Well, we hadn't received anything from the Senate. The word is they're watering it down. The last figures I had heard just minutes ago was the House bill added $4 trillion to the deficit. The Senate bill is adding $5. That's unacceptable. We sent over a proposal. It wasn't everything that I wanted in the bill, but it's got the tax cuts in it. It's got a lot of good provisions, but with the subsidies that have fueled electric cars to the tune of $7,500, the wind and solar subsidies, they've got to come out. And hopefully the Senate will not vary it too well. There are a lot of letters going back now to the Senate, to the different committees. If they change it much, they're going to have trouble getting it passed. We've got a slim majority in the House, and this is our only chance to cut the deficit. And hopefully we will do that, and the country has to be on a track to get its financial health of the country back in order, and this is our chance to do it.
There's been lots of talks from Democrats that this could possibly impact access to Medicare, and now even reporting of a neighbor to the north, North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis, raising some issues with some of the proposals that could also harm Medicare in the current Senate version. Will access to Medicare be protected?
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of the left-wing media is pointing out that we're making all these cuts. We're not. If you're an able-bodied American that can work and should work, you need to go to work, which is a minimum of 20 hours. If you're an illegal, you should not get a paycheck from the federal government. Those are the things we fought for. And it's amazing we had to fight for that. It's pretty much common sense. But no, this is the first step in a long journey of getting the economy back on track, cutting our spending. We have a math problem in Washington, D.C., and we've got a spending problem. And adding to the deficit only hurts our viability in the future. And this is just the beginning. The rescission package that you saw for $9.4 billion, hopefully we'll have one a week that make cuts and save the American people. It took Doge and Elon Musk, his group, to point that out where our tax money was going.
You mentioned you had issues with that initial version that was in the House. Come the final votes on this, what are some must-haves you want to see in this final big, beautiful bill?
The big thing are the subsidies, from wind and solar to the electric cars to so many other things that should not be exempted. I know on nuclear power, which is important to South Carolina, we've got to have a date, not construction date, but a date of service where we actually get utilities before you can get any type of subsidy from the federal government. On the Medicaid front, the ones we just mentioned about people should not be getting checks if you're illegal, if you're able to work and just not doing it. The reimbursements have got to be looked at, but we're trying to help those who really need it as it comes to Medicaid. And then the other cuts will trim this deficit that we've been running up to the tune of $38 trillion, not counting Social Security and a highway trust fund and other funds that are vanishing right before our eyes.
There is a September 30th funding deadline, I believe. Will you folks meet that deadline?
I think we will. I think we'll come together. The linchpin, the real leverage is Americans who want to see the tax cuts. If the tax cuts expire, then that's a 26% increase to every American. And one thing that the economy can't take, one thing the businesses cannot withstand are higher taxes, and that's got to be a part of it. But I think it will, and I think will force some members to take maybe things that they wish they could have gotten out. But I'm not out for perfection. I want common sense reductions that actually do something rather than postpone it.